I'm Anthony Shark Gutierrez here with UFC welterweight and lightweight B. James Krause. We are live for Kansas City Fighting Alliance number 24 on the square in downtown Independence, Missouri. Two fights tonight that stick out to me is the co-main and the main event. In the co-main event, we have William Joplin versus Johnny Ray Rhodes. James, you've been involved with William Joplin's career since it started. He now trains at your gym. Can you tell us a little bit about what we expect from William Joplin tonight?
Joplin is the definition of a grinder. I mean, he's going to look to come out, get the takedown, put you on the fence, get the takedown, grind you out, just make it ugly, make it nasty, make it gritty. He's got phenomenal cardio. He might be one of the strongest individuals at 135 pounds, at least consistently, that I've seen in a long, long time. He's a guy that can come in and make anyone look bad. Not an easy guy to fight, definitely not a fun guy to fight, and he's not hard to find. He's going to be in your face the entire 15 minutes or less. Now, Johnny is obviously a complete contrast in styles. Johnny's very explosive, has very, very explosive knockout power, striking, very good off of his back. So, I've seen Johnny pull out submissions, Kimuras, triangles, arm bars. Joplin's going to look to put him on his back. Johnny's really good from his back. So I think this fight's going to end up on the ground. And I really think this is going to be an interesting fight for the fans. It's definitely a clash of styles, and I'm excited I get a front row seat to watch that one.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that sticks out in my mind about that fight is the experience. I think over 6. So expect, two experienced fighters with a event. In the main event, we have Yazan Hajj versus Seth Basler. Yazan Hajj, another one of your students, an up-and-comer in the mixed martial arts world now at 4-0. Can you tell us what we expect from Yazan Hajj tonight?
Yaz is a guy that he's just dedicated. Had a rough amateur career and really just went back to the drawing board and said, I'm going to do this. Yaz is a guy that is jumping off the cage. He's flipping, he's cartwheeling, he's striking, he's knocking out, he's submitting, he's wrestling. He can do it all, and he is one of the most exciting fighters to watch in the Kcfa organization. But that being said, Seth Basler is no joke. Very, very durable, good wrestling, great cardio, had an absolute war with the Ron McCann earlier this year, and then obviously came back later on and finished Johnny Rhodes, which is not easy to do. I expect absolute fireworks in this fight tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that fight for sure. So in the co-main event, William Joplin versus Johnny Ray Rhodes. In the main event, we have Yazan Hajj versus Seth Basler. We are live.
For all those watching on MMAFutures.com. Are you
All right, ladies and Fighting Alliance 24. Presented by McCarthy Auto Group, you can view the best new and used automotive pricing deals from McCarthy Auto Group at kccars.com. These bouts are under the supervision and control of the Missouri Office of Athletics, Tim Lukanoff, Executive Director. These bouts are promoted by Cape-Side Promotions. The matchmaker is Joe Booster.
Hello.
The judges working tonight's bouts
Can you hear me?
are Fernando Marquez, Kevin Champion, and Marcus Danforth. Your referee tonight is Mike England. The timekeeper and counting knockdowns is Tina England. And your ring time physician is Dr. Jacob Shepard.
Oh, let me do my
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, if I can please have your attention.
Do it for the great.
At this time, we would like to spend a moment to honor the memory of our dear friend, Marcia Champion. Marcia worked with the Missouri Office of Athletics for over 28 years, with 22 of those. She was always willing to work any place at any time with a smile on her face. She never met a stranger. Everyone was truly her friend, and she always greeted those friends with a hug or kiss and left those friends with the same. She was simply a fabulous person, and whether it was boxing or MMA, she was always a welcome sight on fight night, always with her husband, Kevin. And so now, please, if you would, have this moment of silence as we honor Marcia with a traditional 10 count. Rest in peace, Marcia, we love you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce Katie Bulow, who will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the and the home of the brave?
Let's hear it again for Katie Bulow. And now, let's get ready for bout number one. Fighters, get ready to come to the cage. Fighting first out of the blue corner, Justin Jewell.
What's
we go,
up, MMA Futures? It's Anthony Shark Gutierrez here with Zach Cummins. We are live. Our first bout of the evening coming up. We got Justin Jewell versus Rex Stedman. Only thing we do know is this is his first bout of his mixed martial arts career. Zach, you've had a ton of mixed martial arts experience. Can you even remember back in the day where you had your very first MMA fight?
I can actually remember like it was yesterday. It was a crazy experience. you definitely learn a lot about yourself, and it's one thing that Justin's about to find out.
Yeah, you know, what I find interesting is your generation of mixed martial arts. When you had your very first fight, was it anything like this, where you have this production, you have, I guess, this organized?
Lake of the Ozarks, outside on a deck, and they're on a big dock, and just one of those where I think we had like a 2-hour rain delay in the middle of it. This is
Rex Stidham.
This is a really good production and everything that these fighters get to be in front of for their first time out there. And you know, it's not the big show, but it's a really good, really well put together show. So having the whole production and everything is gonna be really good for them.
And here we have Rex Stedman. Now, we have seen Rex Stedman compete here in the Kansas City Fighting Alliance cage. I believe it was the last show. This match, I believe, will take place at 125 pounds. In that division, you can expect fast, high-paced action. Not a lot of stalling going on, usually.
Absolutely, those guys are scrambles all the time, non-stop action. You know, I love watching the smaller guys fight.
So here, Rex Stedman, this record doesn't tell too much, which records don't always tell the whole story, but one thing I do notice is 5 fights, regardless on how many you've won or lost, is a huge advantage to somebody who's never had any fights before. So I wonder if that's going to play in Rex's favor.
It definitely could. You know, when you have multiple fights in the cage, you have that type of experience. You know, it's all you give you advantage over a day.
Of the blue corner, Justin Jewell. His opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, Rex Stidham. Your referee is Mike England.
To the viewers on MMA Futures, we encourage all activity with the chat. So you guys feel free to chat in your comments if you have questions about does that come into his personal career or what's going on in the bout. Bout number 1, brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. Big right hand from Rex.
Fast, there we go. This is not going to last very long.
Justin Jewell looked to swing wild, looking for hooks here, and then eventually looked to
Sure that Rex has in here, those 5 fights.
punches here, looking for an early finish. Justin Jewell still moving forward. Stedman pulls guard here into half guard.
Go, Justin's on side and see if he can get to work. Rex needs to get on his left side here. He's flat on his back. He's got the underhook. He needs to get on his hip, and now he's kind of working on his hip now. There we go. Trying to work more towards the butterfly guard. And got back to full guard.
Rex Stedman replaces full guard here. Justin Jewell looking to stay active on top. Hasn't really gotten an opportunity to land any ground and pound. I'm sure that's on his mind here.
Absolutely. Justin's kind of, he's holding himself down. He actually needs to kind of posture up here and find some space for some big shots. So the guard's open here.
You know, halfway through round number 1, we really haven't seen a lot of action. We saw Rex land a punch, and we've seen now Justin get on top. How do you score a bout like this coming into round number 1 now that we're halfway through the round?
You know, Rex started off really strong here, landed some big punches, you know, had a lot of offense going, and then the grappling happened. And if Justin ends his whole round on top like this, I mean, he's going to get the round probably. I mean, he's got the position, he's got the control, and now it's getting stood up here. So.
And there's beat.
Rex really needs to slow himself down. Oh, all right.
Nice shot from Justin Jewell, and he gets the
already
takedown.
back on top. Now let's see if he can get to work here. And he just got stood up, so maybe he needs a little more action on top and keep this fight going on the ground.
We have 35 seconds left in round number 1. Justin Jewell looking to slam Rex to get some posture here. Rex holding on tight.
Yeah, even though he's picking him up and slamming him, he still needs to kind of push away. He needs his butt down, head up here. Now he's got it broken up. Well.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Justin to do any damage here when the posture, he's got no posture from the full guard. It's really hard to do a lot of damage from the full guard when you have a guy that's looking to be active from full guard. Round number 1, finishing up here.
hard round to score. You never know with the judge on the edge, but it just depends on how you look at it.
I'd have to agree with you with the control of the position. That last takedown, I think he probably stole the round.
As we head into round number 2, it looked as if Rex was kind of looking for the takedown. If you're in Rex's corner, what kind of adjustments are you going to ask your fighter to make going into round number 2 after a round like that?
Absolutely. I'm telling Rex to slow down. His composure on his feet was much higher than Justin. So create our angles, keep it on our feet, and just pick your shots. I think he was just slinging his punches. If he picks his shots, I think he can find himself a victor tonight. Let's see what kind of adjustments were made for round 2 here. And Justin's already trying for the takedown here. He wants this fight on the ground. And you can definitely tell that's where he's comfortable at.
Yeah, definitely. It's the success rate from a shot out in the open is usually a lot lower.
Nice little duck under there from Rex.
Now we have Rex
right to full mount now. See what we can get done. Justin gets his back up. But there's no hooks here, so he's no control. There we go. He's starting to get his hook, and it's over.
And there's a tap from Justin Jewell. It kind of looked like experience took over there in the round number 2.
I think so. You know, Justin was trying to force the takedown, got a little extended, and Rex just kind of used the experience, took it over, and took his back and got the choke for the finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has ended at 34 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by submission via choke out of the red corner, Rex Stemman.
Fight number 2 brought to you by Independent Tire Dealer. We have Zeb Vincent versus Matthew Carroll. Forgive me and Zach here, but we don't have too much information on the first 4 fighters of the night.
Number 2.
First 4 fights. Good.
Is that right?
How do we mute when we need to mute? Is this the mute button?
Oh, okay. Wait.
Walking to the cage first. Into the blue corner, Zeb Vincent.
Zeb Vincent. Zeb Vincent fighting out of AJJ, American Jiu-Jitsu out of Overland Park. Steve Crawford's facility, been in business since I knew what MMA was, at least 15 years, I think.
Absolutely, he's been around a long time.
Definitely a good local gym to come from here in the Kansas City metropolitan area. That's one thing you can kind of tell with the newer level amateurs is what school they're coming out of. That's going to give a decent tell of what they usually bring to the cage. You have a self-trained guy compared to someone at, you know, Glory MMA or a gym like that. You can definitely tell a big difference. So it's good to see a guy coming out of a solid gym. And his opponent here, Matthew Carroll. Matthew Carroll teammates with Thomas Thurber. Excuse me, not Thomas Thurber. Thomas Thurber's opponent, J.W. Kaiser. Two teammates on the card here tonight. So his buddy J.W. will be up not the next fight, but the one after. What do you prefer to fight on a card with teammates, or do you prefer to be the only one on the card?
You know, it really doesn't matter to me. I really prefer to kind of fight it after my teammates. If I do, I get really nervous for them, so I like to have their fight get over with, and then I'll just kind of feed off of them if they win or if I want to make teammates. So it's a little different. So we got two guys here making their debut. You know, this is really we're gonna see, you know, who's gonna shine. You know, some of these guys might have a bright career ahead of them.
Blue corner.
Yeah.
Introducing Zeb Vincent.
Zeb Vincent looking charged up and alive and ready to go. Matthew Carroll.
Absolutely. Matthew's looking really composed here, though, stretching out a little bit, looking like he's been here multiple times.
I was
So,
going to say, it looks like he's done this before.
yeah, no, I'm really interested in how this fight's going to go. I don't know. After that stare down, I think we might be in.
Going to come out here hot with a glove touch out of respect. Round number one. A big jab from Zeb Vincent. This looks tight.
Yeah. He's on his hip. If he can get that right leg over his back, which he just did, it can squeeze. This might be over. That looked real, man. Came out, looked composed. Jab, man, really impressive.
Yeah, Matthew Carroll. You know, guys will be green and look like we had a good. Usually the skilled fighter comes out on top. Not always the case, but
Absolutely. He had, like I said, he looked really composed before the fight even started, and you could definitely tell once they were in there.
him, what his future holds for him in his MMA career.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 seconds of round number one. Your winner by submission via guillotine.
Thanks for tuning in tonight. Remember, fans, anyone tuning in, fighter Zach Cummings, or any questions about Kansas City Fighting Alliance?
Three. The cage first into Jovani Fernandez.
Jovani Fernandez versus Andrew Kirkwood. We know about not too much about Jovani Fernandez. He seems to be all I can tell as of right now. The tail of the tape should come up here, give us a little more info.
Now walking to
Glory MMA Northland, good boxer, good guy on the ground. Pretty excited for ever possibly 70. So we'll see how it goes. Jovani definitely looks great.
What kind of advice do you...
Yeah. It's, he's been training. Excited to see him in Absolutely pro.
In this next bout is a full-service bowling center with food and drink off of 24 Highway. Blue corner, please welcome fighting out of Kirkwood. 3 rounds.
Two amateur debuts coming from two respected schools, two athletes that seem ready to go. Round number 1 is brought to you by Nick Abick Insurance. A little low there. Yeah, it looked like I heard the cup there right out of the gate. It was especially early.
I don't think so. And Andrew also sometimes opens you up for that. So
yeah,
he's good. He's ready to go, and we're right back. It's a solid leg kick there by Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew wanted to return the favor with the leg kicks. Andrew putting his hands up, telling him to come in.
Yep.
Andrew Kirkwood seems to be very relaxed for his first fight. A nice takedown.
Absolutely. Caught the kick, took him down. And here getting ready to posture up and make some work here. He's going to try to get some ground and pound work. He needs to fight that left underhook and start control of it. Absolutely, and he just got it right there.
Yeah, so if you're Andrew here and you're looking to keep your opponent's back on the mat, what are you looking to do here?
Jovani needs to be able to post that hand up and build up to his knee. He's got his knee there, but if he can pull there, and Jovani's working up, did a great job of wall walking.
Kirkwood seems to be getting in on the legs, but Jovani is high and tight on that head, which is going to give him something to think about.
And then another low blow, right knee straight to the groin. That's 2 in a row real fast.
Yes, that's 2 shots to the 2 palotas in round number 1. Now, with MMA being the way it is, it's interesting because in basketball, if you travel or you double dribble, it doesn't matter if you meant to or didn't mean to, you get penalized for it. And this sport, not so much. It's all up to discretion. So very rarely does a ref take a point away here. This is the 2nd ball shot in a row. Honestly, if I'm a coach looking in, did the ref take a point away? I'm sorry, I missed that.
He did not. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. He warned him.
A big overhand
nice
from Kirkwood.
Left
that
hand
one
from
landed.
Kirkwood.
Another big overhand. Kirkwood's and a switch kick. I love how Andrew showed the right leg and then brought the left kick. This kid is nice.
Absolutely. Looks very, very comfortable in there. You know, like I said before, someone who's been training a little bit, didn't know how he's going to react, and he looks really comfortable in there.
It doesn't seem like Vincent has an answer for those leg kicks either.
No, he's just kind of eating them. He's trying to catch him and take him down, but he's just a little too fast for him. So he keeps reaching. Andrew actually needs to kick that leg and needs to look down, needs to kick high. Look at the red already building up on the outside part of the leg of Jovani.
Yeah, that is purpling up really fast. It looks like.
Nice head movement, good shot here. Jovani looking for a guillotine. I don't know, he's going to put him against the fence.
Jovani's really looking for that guillotine. Kirkwood still fishing for the single leg.
Yeah, Kirkwood needs to circle to his right. He needs to get his back off the fence so he don't get pinned against the fence there with the choke.
And they switch positions here. Kirkwood puts Fernandez back on the fence. Kirkwood looking to finish this takedown.
And trying to lift, what he needs to do is take his right leg and step to the outside of Jovani and trip that leg. He needs to go ahead and use his hips and control, and he can finish the takedown. He's just trying to muscle him and use his back, and sometimes someone as big as Jovani's just not going to work.
And there's the 10-second warning at the end of round number 1. If Kirkwood could finish this takedown, it might solidify the round. And that's the end of round number 1.
Good, solid round for these 2 debut guys.
Great round. If we're going to score this bout, this first round, it's a hard one to score. I think I'm going to have to give it to Kirkwood due to the big kicks that he landed.
I think so. And how as a judge, how are you thinking this? You see 2 low blows happen. There's no point taken away, but as a judge, you see that. You kind of can't take that in consideration yourself.
Yeah, in the game of discretion, I guess it's, it's just all up in the air. And so I would think subconsciously, if I'm a judge and I see one fighter do 2 illegal blows and he wasn't penalized for it, it is going to sway the way I look at the rest of the round a little bit. Both fighters did good things. I think Kirkwood was the one moving forward and looking to land the bigger shots. Fernandez seemed to be a little bit more on the defense when he was looking for the guillotine and looking to kind of stall him out. But both guys looked great. Who knows who won round number 1? I'm going to give it to Kirkwood, but it was close.
All right, so what do you think Jovani needs to be doing for the second round? What does he need to come out and do to get his will going?
Oh, I think it just depends on what he's looking for, but he just needs to commit. He kind of seems a little bit unsure with himself. I think he just needs to find a good stance.
Wow,
big, wow.
Huge spinning heel kick.
Goodness, this
nice,
kick seems comfortable for his very first fight. Very impressive.
There we go. Good. He's got some good head movement. Wow, that's very
slip
nice.
and a jab.
Andrew's just not standing in the pocket. He's moving. His head's moving, making himself very hard to hit right now. I'm actually very, very impressed. Big takedown throw with from Jovani.
Explain that throw there. It looked like Kirkwood was driving all of his first forward, and Fernandez used that against him.
Yeah, so Andrew is locked up with the over-under. He's got an underhook, overhook. He's driving in, pushing hard. And Jovani just kind of latched down his overhook and just turned towards that side and got his hips involved and threw him right to his back using all Andrew's momentum.
Beautiful takedown and a great scramble from Kirkwood. Back up to his feet. Fernandez on that head again. He's been on that head all day.
Good again. He's also using the fence here. Andrew needs to circle right again. He needs to get his back off of the fence so he doesn't get pinned here and using that fence. There we go. And he fights his head out. Circles off here, looking great. I would really like to see Andrew kind of break away here and get back that distance. Out in the open range, his striking's looking phenomenal.
Yeah, Kirkwood seems to have an advantage when they have distance and they're trading blows. Kirkwood seems to be working that sore leg on Fernandez. Fernandez's left leg has been battered since round 1, and Kirkwood's looking to land small knees to it, just keep wearing it out. Again, another sign of just an experienced fighter when he's not an experienced fighter, and that's the third shot to the groin. Referee doesn't stop it, but this is the third time Kirkwood's taken a shot to the groin.
Man, now seeing this leg, big takedown from Andrew.
Kirkwood scores the takedown, but Fernandez has the guillotine locked up. This looks to be uncomfortable here.
Looks like working his head up. Good job. Nice takedown. When Jovani was right here in front of us on the cage, seeing the swelling and the discoloration in that leg is a lot more than I thought when I see it up front.
Yeah, this definitely just going to keep getting worse and take its toll.
Andrew working him, letting him work up to his feet. He wants his stand-up battle. It's been a very fast-paced fight since the get-go. Looks like these guys are starting to slow down a little bit. This is when you're really going to learn getting into the third round right now.
Oh, two big punches
right
from
hand.
Kirkwood. Fernandez landed a big body kick, and Kirkwood answered with 2 solid punches. Great second round here going into the third round. What an awesome amateur fight we have here, especially 2 debuting amateurs. This is great. This is one of those fights where, regardless on who wins here, I'm just excited for both guys' future. I think both guys are going to have a bright future in this sport, it being both of their debuts. I love seeing this.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's one of those where, like we said multiple times, these debut guys, you don't know what to expect. Both these guys looking like very game opponents, and I think they both have pretty bright careers here.
This is the third and final round.
Final round.
Especially with judging here, even when it's completely one-sided, you can't tell where the judges are going to deliver.
Okay.
Very accurate, exactly sure. It could come down to this round right here, being at 5 minutes. So the game.
Both these guys are going to be testing their cardio. They're going to see which one is a little more prepared here, and you might see someone. Wow.
It seems like Fernandez is getting a little bit more comfortable. Overhand. Fernandez looks to check that kick there. Looks like his corner is with.
A little bit. He started off very, very fast-paced here, slowing down, trying to ride this one out.
Big shot from Fernandez on
the Kirkwood. All night long. And I already tell both these guys really want this win here. They're digging deep. You can tell they're tired. They're fighting.
Kansas City Fighting Alliance matchmaker Joe Wooster. Both fighters evenly matched, athletic, young, experienced looking, experienced in their training, I should say.
Man, big knee to the body here.
It looks like it hurt Kirkwood's body there.
Yep.
Another shot to the body. Kirkwood looks hurt. Is back on the fence here. Fernandez opening up. Kirkwood moves forward. Fernandez uses the weight against him, and there's heavy ground and pound. Big kick to the body. That's legal. And a big shot from Kirkwood.
Coming back, right?
Kirkwood's coming back strong.
Landed a couple big shots. Goes in for a single leg here, trying to recompose himself after a couple big shots. Man, that liver kick was huge.
10 seconds left in round number 3.
This guy's leaving everything out here in this cage. I love watching these fights.
What a fight we have here. This is one of the better amateur fights I've seen in a long time. Bright future from both guys. Fantastic fight.
Absolutely. Very impressive from both guys.
Let's hear it again for both of these fighters.
Very close round 1 and 2. Round 3 definitely goes to Jovani here. He looked phenomenal in the throw, landed some big shots. You could tell Andrew was trying to fight through it, but was definitely hurt, obviously hurt in that round.
Yeah, round number 3, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Fernandez, but this is a tough fight to score here. I'm interested to see what the judges came up with. But really, like I was saying earlier, there's no loser in this fight, because if both these guys are looking to have a professional career and move on in the sport, amateur fights are just pretty much for experience and practice. And the amount of experience and practice you get in a bout like this, being competitive, is second. I mean, it's something that you can't. I mean, a lot of fighters don't even receive until their 10th or 15th fight sometimes. These guys are experiencing it right now.
For sure, that was 9 solid minutes inside the cage for experience. Very excited for both these guys' careers. And like I said before, Andrew Kirkwood, very, very undersized for this matchup, and I'm really excited for him to get down to a lower weight and see him again in the cage soon.
And Stephen St. John with our official decision.
Judges' scorecards. All 3 judges are in agreement, scoring the bout 29-28. For your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner, Andrew Kirkwood.
Seems as the judges gave Kirkwood rounds number 1 and 2. Fernandez number 3. I think that's how I would have had it scored.
I scored it definitely the same way, man, but there is no losing in here. That was amazing experience for Jovani. He'll be back stronger, and I'm really excited to see him in the cage again.
Yeah, great fight from both guys. Fantastic fight.
Fighters, get ready for bout number 4. And now walking to the cage, fighting out of the blue corner, Thomas Thurber.
Versus J.W. Kaiser, Thomas Thurber.
To the cage into the red corner.
Kansas City fight scene for a while. I remember him back to the Whiskey Tango days back in 2009. I think he's a heavy hitter. This guy throws big bombs.
Yeah, with both these guys, I think we're going to get a massive slugfest coming out here. I have a feeling someone's going to get put to sleep.
Absolutely, yeah, I can't wait. Cracked some skulls in the Kansas City Fighting Alliance cage for a while, so this is going to be a bout of fists hitting heads.
JW is coming off of a great performance last time. Big shots and became a real fast first round finish.
Yeah, neither of these guys hesitate to pull the trigger.
Who's ready for the heavyweights? Independent tire dealers, your local independent tire dealer.
Yeah, it looks like we have our live chat up and going now, so if you guys have any.
Scheduled for 3 rounds. Thomas Thurber. And his opponent, please welcome J.W. Kaiser. Mike England with the instructions.
If you like knockouts, this is about you. Don't want to miss. If you're at home right now and you can hear my voice and you're grabbing popcorn, run back to National Wrestling League, round number 1.
And already big punches coming.
Both fighters exchanging big blows.
Oh, a big uppercut from my JW.
J.W. Kaiser working his dirty boxing. Thurber with the big head kick.
Oh!
J.W. Kaiser sticks him with a hard jab and hurts
Big shot.
Thurber.
Thurber's trying to work up. He's trying to fight through this. Obviously, he's hurt, but back on his feet.
Thurber taking huge shots and keeps walking forward. He looks a little bit staggered, but he looks composed here.
Big breath from JW. I think he just punched himself out there a little bit. I don't know, but we knew these guys were going to start strong, man.
Thomas Thurber is busted up in the nose and underneath his. Kaiser moving forward with a big right hand. Thurber answers with a head kick. And a straight left.
Another straight left. Man, both these guys bloody and beat up already.
Bokens.
As advertised, both these guys in, throwing, trying to put each other away in the first round. Oh, solid left hand from Kaiser.
Both fighters have great offense and don't seem to be worried about defense. Big. Outside and from uppercuts, Kaiser answers back with a 5-6, 7th away, and that's enough from the referee, Mike England. Bout. J.W. Kaiser gets the TKO.
Thurber obviously hurt. He's beat up here. He didn't know where he was at. I think that was a solid stoppage. But even though Thurber didn't hit the ground, you know, he was definitely hurt. and rocked, and I think that was a good stoppage from him.
Yeah, Thurber looked away from his duty to stop it when a fighter looks away from the competition. Here we have Thurber getting teed off on. He looks away a little bit. Yeah, he looks staggered on his feet. Good stop.
That was.
And Thurber, what a warrior. He wanted to continue. He wanted to keep going. He's the warrior. I'd like to see a rematch.
Top level entertainment right there.
I'd like to see them on every card, the opening bout. That's the first TKO of the evening. I'm sure it won't be the last.
Well, the crowd loved it. You can tell that. That's for sure.
Yeah, anytime, guys.
To an end at 2 minutes and 5 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by T.W. Kaiser. Fighters, get ready for bout number 5. Officials, the cage side. It's time to fight. Now walking to the cage, into the blue corner, Trey Glass.
We are back in action live, Kansas City Fighting Alliance 24 from a brief intermission. We have Trey Glass training out of American Top Team under Jason High versus John O'Brien out of Glory MMA and Fitness. Two of the best premier gyms in the Midwest colliding with two of their up-and-coming amateurs.
Yeah, Trey Glass that's training with Jason High. You know he's probably going to go out there, have some good wrestling skills, a good scrambler. You know, it's a very high-level gym. And this guy, I could see him one try to get the fight through the ground. But on that side, John O'Brien's a very good wrestler himself, so see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. This is going to be a high-level debuting amateur bout, if you will, here. Both guys are going to be very prepared for this bout. John O'Brien, very young. This kid was just in high school a couple months ago. He was just asking to use the bathroom. Can you think about that? He had to ask another adult if he could go urinate, and now he's stepping into the Kansas City Fighting Alliance octagon to represent his skills and represent his gym, team, and family.
It's crazy seeing the new wave of MMA fighters here. You know, guys that are coming up through high school training and starting their career off here. I couldn't imagine starting at 18 years old, 17. You know, John couldn't even fight yet when he first started training. I think he's just now of age to fight. So it's crazy seeing these younger guys step in, learn how to put everything together all at once and not just having one discipline.
Yes, absolutely. This is John O'Brien's amateur debut as well as Trey Glass's amateur debut. John O'Brien, like I said, a young boy of 18 years old. The sky's the limit. He's got nothing but time. I train with this kid, John O'Brien. He puts in the work.
This bout brought to you by Nick Abbott Insurance, the all-in-one stop for your insurance needs. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Trey Glass. And his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, John O'Brien. 3 rounds with Frank England as your referee.
This bout is brought to you by Impact Signs. Impact4800.com.
It's Saturday night and it's time to fight!
John O'Brien seeming to feint and use head movement. John O'Brien looking to, punching off the break. Both fighters exchanging heavy off the break.
Man, good uppercut coming up from John O'Brien.
Both fighters exchanging straight punches hard and fast up the middle. John O'Brien definitely has the takedown on his mind here. If you're John here and you're looking to get the takedown, what kind of things are you looking to do to set it up?
You definitely have to set up with your striking. You can't just dive in there and shoot from a long distance. You have to close the distance with your striking. You know, maybe throw a hook in front of the face and then lower your level and then take your shot. You have to set it up. You can't shoot from that far away.
Yeah, and especially when both fighters are this fresh and this energized early, it's going to be hard to dictate that pace.
There we go. Now John's got his underhook, putting him up against the fence here. He needs to try to get his hips closer. But Trey breaks it.
Glass doing a great job of keeping separation. You can tell Glass wants to keep this fight on the feet, so he's doing a good job at circling off and keeping Brian, you know, without being an over-under or a clinch per se.
Looks like John's already marked up a little bit underneath that right eye, so.
Yeah, let's see if that little mouse seems to play a factor later on in the bout.
Oh, big shot by Trey Glass.
Yeah, Trey Glass seems to be landing here. Both fighters throwing heavy. I think Trey Glass is the fighter landing as of right now. John O'Brien stepping over the right leg, looking for a single leg. Glass, separates and takes the center, and a jab. O'Brien's got to be careful lunging forward. A stiff jab from Trey Glass.
Long jab. And it looks like Trey's really starting to find his range here on his striking.
John O'Brien having a tough time getting in on Glass with these takedowns, and Trey Glass is having his way on the feet right now.
I mean, where you at here right now if you're Trey Glass? I mean, you let him up and get back on your feet, or you try to take the back? I mean, he's looking phenomenal on his feet with those long strikes.
Yeah, it's hard to say, you know, because up on the feet, anybody can catch anybody, and here he seems to be in a good position. But with that much success, you got to think he wants to go back there. But he's landing heavy shots here from the wrestler's position, touching the ears up on John O'Brien. John O'Brien's got to get moving, or the ref's going to look in here to stop this fight. He's landing some heavy shots.
Yeah, looks like he's just staying right there. He's content there and lands these big shots here. Oh, man.
John O'Brien looking to pull guard here to get away from those shots. Glass landing heavy leather on John O'Brien. Trey Glass with some shots after the bell. Trey Glass is all over John O'Brien. John O'Brien seems to be hurt and cut. He's bleeding from the nose and his lower right eye. A solid round for round number 1 from Trey Glass.
One thing, you have a tough round like that in your debut, you're a little beat up, you're tired, you're not really sure what's going on, but then you look up and you have UFC veteran James Krause in your corner. Go ahead and talk. I mean, what do you think James is telling him here?
You know, if I'm James here, I'm going to tell John, you know, don't overextend on your punches here. Don't look to land the big one. Just shadow box with some simple 1-1-2s in front of him. Use that shadow boxing to close that awkward distance. Once that awkward distance is closed, then look to wrestle. So yeah, we are going to strike to close the gap, but we need to strike smart. We don't need to open ourselves up while striking to get that takedown. That's the message I would relay to John O'Brien to get in on Trey Glass's quick hips.
I think it should be a little closer. That was some phenomenal coaching there.
Thank you.
Round 2 starting off here. Let's see what happens. The great strike from Trey, already starting off that long jab.
Both fighters seem to be in great shape here.
Ooh, both exchanged big shots.
You know, and this is just another example we were talking about earlier with 2 fighters in their debut. Both guys, the future, the sky's the limit with both these guys. Both these guys look solid, good technique. Glass is just opening up on him with big shots. O'Brien answers back, firing forward. O'Brien might be taking the better end of this beating right now, but he is not slowing down. He is not out of this fight. He is still coming forward, throwing big, but Glass still keeping his range and peppering away. If you're Glass, what do you do to keep the range and keep that jab going?
One, he needs to take his single shots. He looks like he's starting to get a little tired from punching himself out, so I think he needs to step offline, create his angles. Here, now he's on top. He needs to circle off. And well, now he's got good heavy hips here, and right back to where he did a lot of damage in round 1. So maybe to stay heavy on the hips here and land these big shots to the body, go underneath the armpit to the chin, and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Oh, big shot from Glass on the break, and another shot.
Looks like John O'Brien snuck a little left hand in there.
Trey Glass lands a nice 1-2, left cross right to the chin. John O'Brien's taking a lot of heavy leather in his first amateur bout.
The range game is a big difference right here. Trey staying really long with his straight punches and getting in there, getting faster, getting cleaner shots off.
Yeah, not only is Glass active with his strikes, but he's accurate. He's throwing a lot of punches, and a lot of them are landing. This is a great, this guy's got some good striking ability. You know, as O'Brien seems to be dying on his knees here, what do you recommend he does to finish this takedown? He can look for a peek out, look to get to his feet. What do you think is the best bet?
You know, for right now, I'm just going to build it to my feet, which he's doing right now, and try to get back up. You know, he's too extended. He needs that. There you go. He needs to try to circle to his left, either attack a single leg or back to his feet and get to his underhooks. You know, right now, I'd be fishing for underhooks. Try to make this a little closer so you don't get punched over the top. Good shot, but he's stopping. He needs to keep driving his feet once he gets in on those hips. He's shooting in, he's getting the hips, and he's stopping right there.
So are you saying that O'Brien got in on the hips well there and just kind of died? Maybe he just needs a little more follow through?
Absolutely. It was a great shot. He got all the way on the hips, and then he stopped, and he didn't follow through. And then that's when Glass finally hipped in, sprawled out, and that's when he stopped the shot.
And now Glass almost gets full mount. Now he's in the side control here. O'Brien does have the underhook, and he's shrimping to his right hip. Let's see if he gets something going, but there's the 10-second warning. Big round for Glass. Glass is laying the leather here and laying the punishment. This is so far all Trey Glass, but both fighters are still in it.
Well, it's going to come down to cardio here. Round 3, you know, John's been taking a beating for 2 rounds towards the end, but you know, this is where champions are made in the 3rd round, because someone can get tired, and this is where the other one comes back and shows up who's in shape and, you know, who can finish this fight.
Absolutely. I'm looking at both guys here. Obviously, Trey Glass was the hammer for the whole 2nd round. Both guys were very active, but neither guy seems tired. It's impressive. John O'Brien was taking a lot of hard shots. He still looks to be gathered, composed, and have good cardio. Trey Glass just seems to be rolling here. He seems to be in good shape. He seems to be picking his shots and landing. So I don't think cardio is going to be an issue for either guy going into the 3rd round, which is kind of plays it to a testament to the gyms they come from.
For sure. You could tell both the awareness in the corner listening to their coaches. Everything going to the 3rd round, they're both tired. You know, John's a little beaten up and everything, still pushing through, still trying to get his shots in, and it's all from cardio. Much respect shown right here in round 3 between both these fighters.
Yeah, both guys are fighting hard still.
Got some good head movement coming out with John O'Brien here. Let's see if he can use it for his strike and actually land one of these takedowns.
A nice body kick from Trey Glass. O'Brien is answering to Glass's strikes. They seem to be a little bit late, but he is responding. Outside leg kick from O'Brien. Glass with that jab.
This is the best O'Brien's looked so far. He looks like he's holding the center. He's pushing the pace. He's kind of pushing it back here, throwing that jab out, throwing combinations. Good movement with his head.
Another nice jab from Trey Glass. Glass seems to be just composed, sitting on the outside and scoring his jab.
Again, I think it's just the range here. John's doing some great things, but he's just a little too far out and not being able to connect anything. And every time Trey Glass throws, he's finding his range. He's connecting right there.
Trey Glass. John O'Brien has a chin. Trey Glass stuck him with a hard cross. John O'Brien is the fighter walking forward, but Glass is manipulating the distance, manipulating the angles, and just basically just pop-shotting him at this point. Popping jabs, popping his cross behind his jab.
And it looks like he's having a good time out there. Big sprawl, big shots here. Heavy, heavy hips. And he's just not letting John O'Brien take him down.
Yeah, it seems like Glass is doing a good job at just staying composed, keeping control of his gas tank, and just doing what he needs to do to get the job done. He's definitely pitching a shutout here in these last 2 rounds.
Much respect to John O'Brien here. There's no quit in him. He's still driving, still going for the takedowns, still coming forward, even though he's taking some big shots in this fight.
Yeah, O'Brien's still shadow boxing, still moving forward, still in a good stance. We're seeing great things from both fighters here. Oh, and a big punch on the break there.
Man, Trey's being really composed here.
And there's the fight. And there's a good stoppage, I think, from Mike England.
I think so. You know, with these amateurs, they're both making their debut. Like we said, John O'Brien being 18 years old, there's no reason to let him take a big beating in there. He's already taking some big shots, some big punches.
Yeah, the competitiveness of the fight started to go away. And with the head trauma and the amateur fights, I think that was a good stoppage. But, you know, like I was saying earlier, with guys like this, you know, tonight is not the end goal. Tonight wasn't even necessarily the beginning of what these guys are set out to do. And so, you know, the way I look at this is both guys, the sky's the limit. John O'Brien, 18 years old. Trey Glass, I think he's 24 years old, both debuting fighters. Both these guys, I can't wait to see what the future holds for them in the next 3 to 5 years from now. But John O'Brien, keep your head up, because that was a great performance and a tough first fight.
And then Trey Glass went out there, found his range early, landed some big shots, stopped all the takedowns, some great ground and pound, and really just looked phenomenal tonight.
Yeah, great performance from Trey Glass. I'm really excited to see what's next for this kid.
Once again, let's get a round of applause for both fighters.
Great fight from both fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has ended in 2 minutes and 40 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by TKO via strikes, out of the blue corner, Trey Glass.
I see addressing the comments here, Chris Gregory. You know, the thing with that stoppage, at a pro level, I do think it was early. At an amateur level, you know, John O'Brien's going to have a lot more fighting coming in his future, so I don't see it being necessary. The fight wasn't that competitive. If you have a super competitive fight, I would have definitely said that was an early stoppage, but I think we need to take care of these amateurs first and look forward to their future as opposed to what's happening right now. So a good stoppage in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. These guys are getting paid. They're getting the experience, and I had no complaints with it at all.
Next bout, Bobby Walker versus Nick Grass.
Now walking to the cage in the blue corner, Bobby Walker. Now walking to the cage into the red corner, Nick Grass.
Nick Grass, training out of Glory Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness, another one of your students. Zach, what can we expect from Nick Grass in this bout?
Man, Nick's a very good wrestler. has a great ground game, been tearing up some of the local jiu-jitsu tournaments, and just one of those just kind of ferocious, man. He's just been dying to get in the cage, and I'm really excited for what he's going to bring to the table. Bobby Walker's coming in on last-second replacement, but tons of respect to this guy. I mean, he's always game to fight. He'll fight anybody. He'll fight on a second notice. So he's got a lot more experience than Nick does, so I'm really excited to see what Nick brings to the table in this cage.
You know, Bobby Walker having 14 fights as an amateur, Nick Grass, his debut. That's not an easy task, regardless on what the record is. 14 bouts is 14 bouts.
Oh, Tom, you can already see how composed he is in there, and Nick's gonna have to make sure he controls his breathing, don't gas himself out, and get too excited in here.
Bobby Walker. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, Nick Grass. 3 rounds with your referee, Mike Gaylen.
This bout is brought to you by Sterling Bowling, round number 1. Walker looks to take a shot far outside. Grass touching him with uppercuts and taking the back.
And already getting the back, working for the choke. Big shots with that right hand.
Yikes, he's bouncing his head off the mat like a basketball. It's over quick. Allen Iverson, Nick Grass with the basketball skills.
Man, you walk in with those light up shoes like he did, you have to put a performance on like that, and that was impressive.
That's one way to handle your amateur debut. Impressive performance from Nick Grass. Bobby Walker looked for a shot far outside. Grass turned the corner, gave him some uppercuts, took his back. Well, that's pretty much the story of the fight.
Look at that right hand. Big shots to the temple over and over.
You see there, Grass has his arm pinned. Grass had Bobby Walker's right hand pinned, which that right hand he was going to kind of rely on for to block some of those shots. So Grass, as he took the back, was able to latch that block hand up and go to work on him here. Let's check out this replay one more time. As you notice, when Grass takes the back, Walker reaches his arm to stop him from taking his back, and he just latches it with his right leg there.
He makes his hook with his right leg and catches the arm so he can't block it. Just big, heavy shots on the temple.
Going to work.
Man, that was impressive. That was a very, very good debut.
Yeah, great debut performance from Nick Grass.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Nick Grass in phenomenal shape, looking like all he eats is grass. Guy looks healthy.
Of round number 1, your winner by TKO via strikes out of the red corner, Nick Grass.
Man, as always, much respect for Bobby Walker stepping up and taking a fight like that on last-second notice, but Nick Grass is coming in and is looking absolutely phenomenal in his debut.
Fighters, get ready for bout number 7. Who wants to see the ladies? I said, who wants to see the ladies? Now walking to the blue corner, Julie Murray.
This next bout, we have the ladies. Julie Murray versus Jade Ripley. Jade Ripley, a Kansas City Fighting Alliance star, the poster girl, if you will. Had an awesome amateur run, took some time off to conceive a beautiful child. She's had her baby, she's back in shape and fight ready, and here she's taking on the tough Julie Murray. This is a rematch.
How is that? I mean, You have a baby. 10 months later, you're already wanting to be back in this cage.
I can't even clean my
Kind of
apartment.
beast. That's another kind of beast.
Yeah, that's unreal. You know, the desire and the discipline to juggle a full-time job, a full-time mother, a full-time fighter. This woman does it all. Jade Ripley's a stud. So is Julie Murray. Talk about talented women in the Kansas City area. You know, two names that come to mind is Julie Murray and Jade Ripley. Both girls we've seen in action a lot. Julie Murray, I've seen her involved a lot with Shamrock FC and Kansas City Fighting Alliance. So she's an experienced, tough girl. Her husband as well is a tough professional fighter.
And in the red corner, Jade Ripley.
Both girls' husbands are actually tough professional fighters.
Sure, you can see this crowd's behind Jade. They love her in this cage, so you could tell they've always wanted to have her back, and now she's making her return, and this should be fireworks.
Yeah, Jade Ripley, a fan favorite here at Kansas City Fighting Alliance.
Both these girls always here to put on a show, and we're going to see how this rematch is going to play out.
Jade Ripley training out of St. Joseph's Mixed Martial Arts and Glory MMA and Fitness. In Jade Ripley's corner, Derek Ripley and James Krause, two seasoned professional fighters. An awesome matchup here. 7-3 Julie Murray versus a 5-0 Jade Ripley.
Here we go with bout number 7, brought to you by the Flamingo Lounge, the home of the Kcfa.
It's interesting to see, you know, Jade Ripley comes.
Have some drinks and meet the fighters. Now introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Julie Murray.
One thing I learned is talking while
And her opponent standing across the
Figure that.
cage fighting out of the red corner, Jade Ripley. Mike England is your referee.
Jade Ripley coming out of a strictly jiu-jitsu gym for this camp, but don't get it twisted. This girl loves to trade heavy leather in and outside of the pocket. Although she has jiu-jitsu skills, she loves to throw down.
For sure, she's made some appearances in my gym up north, trying some sparring in with some of the ladies, and her striking's on point like always.
Round number 1 brought to you by NWL, National Wrestling League.
Ooh, big right hand from Jade. I'm seeing a lot of single punches here. I'd like to see more of a combination. I think that second and third punch would land and maybe do a little more damage.
Yeah, Jade Ripley seems to be focusing on lots of movement and big overhands here. Murray seems to be content staying in her stance, touching teeps and straight punches.
Yeah, you can tell Julie's trying to keep that range with that teeth there, but now they're stepping in the pocket and Jade lands some big shots. Big overhand
shot.
right.
Both fighters skipping the feeling out process, going right to exchanging in the pocket.
Oh,
Big overhand.
Huge left hand.
Murray eats it and moves forward. Big overhand from Jade Ripley.
Like you said earlier, this is a rematch, so there's no need to fill out anymore. You know, they've already been here before with each other, so let's just get right after it and get some leather thrown. Man, Julie just kind of stalking down, taking these shots, moving forward, throwing those teeth, throwing her jab out there, trying to find her range. She's just pushing Jade back, but Jade's like finding an opening for that overhand right.
Yeah, it seems like Jade's movements and heavy overhands are too much for Julie's fundamental approach. As of right now, though, but as you know, the sport changes within seconds.
Ooh,
big jab from
left.
Murray.
And then another one. Good, straight, stiff jab from Murray.
Nice shot to the body. Nice big teep to the body from Julie Murray here. You know, it's an interesting, deal here because they, I guess a kryptonite to looping punches would be fundamental straight punches. I'm curious to see which style is going to contrast and play out here in this bout. This is just a great fight. I don't know whether just to stare or talk about it.
Right, you have Julie landing the straight punches. You know, she might land a little bit more volume, but there's not as much on them. And Jade's landing those big overhands, but
big overhand from Murray there on the break.
Absolutely.
Short right and a left there. Both girls throwing heavy leather.
Yeah, they're just content to stand right in front of a short little left hand right on the chin for Murray.
Murray seems to be different this time around. She's a lot more technical and composed.
Yeah, staying tight, straight punches, getting that teep working for using it as a rangefinder.
Yeah, Jade is tenacious there. Just shoving her punches forward and landing. She's very effective. You know, I would say, this is just my opinion, you almost have the bully versus the technical fighter. And right now, I mean, the beginning of the round, the bully was kind of showing its strengths in Jade, and then, the technical fighter, Julie, kind of seemed to start to find her rhythm, her head movement, and score her straight punches. I don't know who to give to that first round. Jade landed some big shots. I liked a lot of things that Julie did. Who would you give the first round to?
Man, I don't know if I want to be a judge in this fight. It's really close. Julie did a great job of keeping the center of the cage, pushing forward, staying really nice and technical, landing some clean shots. But like you said, Jade came out landing a bunch of big overhand shots by herself. So it's a close, very close fight. You can see a little swelling and a mouse building up underneath the right eye of Jade Ripley.
Boom, big shots from Jade Chun. When Jade comes in to throw, she looks to do some damage.
Yeah, it looks like she attempted a little takedown here, I think.
Big knee to the body for Murray as Chun comes in.
I think husband and coach Derek Ripley went out there and wanted her to move a little bit and maybe find a takedown and put Julie on her back.
You know, in a lot of these exchanges, it seems like both girls are landing here. I'm really trying to watch closely and focus, but each time they exchange, it looks like each girl lands one or two or three or four. Pop, pop, pop each time. Big shot from Murray, overhand.
That was the first shot I actually saw. Maybe it kind of stunned Jade. She took a step back, she hesitated, and didn't throw. There's the takedown attempt for Jade Ripley.
A nice entry from Jade Ripley there. It kind of looked to be the same story of John O'Brien. Great entry with just a little bit of no finish at the end.
Yeah, good hip. She just ran into a wall there of
Big
Julie
left
Murray's.
hand. Big overhand from Chun. You know, one thing, when each fighter goes, they go. I think some feinting and a little bit of jabbing and setups would go a long way here in this bout. But entertainment value-wise, this is a lot better.
What do you expect any less from a Jade fight? Not at all. This is what all 5 fights of hers have been this way, and she loves this battle.
Big
she loves
punch.
this brawl.
Both girls now showing abrasions underneath their eyes here, and rightfully so. These girls are throwing down in the pocket. We are entering minute number 5 in this amateur contest. A big left hand from Jade Chun. Murray seems to be feeling these shots now as the minutes go on.
I was just about to say, it looked like Jade's hands were getting a little heavy and a little slower, but right when I say that, she throws a fast, big, hard overhand left.
And a nice 1-2 and another 2 from Murray, and a nice slip from Murray. Murray seems to be using her footwork and range here and trying to get things figured out, but Jade just keeps answering to everything. If she can't figure it out, she just shoves it forward. She just makes it work.
Yeah, absolutely. Julie's looking really technically sound there, but man, Jade's just coming out and trying to be the bully, and and they're just sitting right in the middle, paddling it out.
Boom, big punches from both fighters in the pocket. And the teep, Chun looks for another takedown. Big knee to the body, another knee to the body. And a punch on the break, and a 1-2.
3 good shots from
Jade
Julie
Ripley
Murray
looks
here
to
at the end of
answer.
round 2.
And a great round. This is a great fight, which what do you expect?
That first round, I think, could have went either way. Man, round 2, I don't know. It's just as close. I might have to give it to Julie on that one, stopping the takedown attempts. Land, I think, a few more cleaner shots in the pocket. So, I don't know. This going to the third round could be anyone's fight.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is one thing that separates Julie from Jade in this fight is the kicking game. Julie seems to bring some basic teeps and some basic outside leg kicks and body kicks. Jade seems to be focusing on the hands here. Jade is scoring big looping shots, and when they connect, they are connecting big, but Julie's just staying tight in the pocket, scoring those short shots. With those stuff takedowns, as you mentioned, I would probably lean more towards Julie for round number 2, but again, this fight is so close, you never know who is who going into the third round.
Yeah, this is almost a volume versus power game here, and you know, sometimes when that happens, volume starts taking over as the fight goes on.
Outside kick from Murray, but Jade answers with a big overhand. The teep to body, 2 teeps to the body right in a row.
Just keeping Jade at range and not
a
letting her
Superman
come close.
punch. We were talking about setting strikes up earlier. We just saw Murray throw 2 kicks and then a Superman punch. I think that 3-strike thing was calculated. Both fighters land big in the clinch. Murray has a tie clinch, another knee to the body. She seems to be working the body this round, another knee. Jade, huge punch on the break.
Yeah, like you said earlier, those kicks, those knees, just a little bit more well-rounded on the striking game than just Jade's overhands is really paying off well for Julie Murray.
Murray starting to use her tie clinch and work the body a lot. Is that the first kick we've seen from Jade Ripley in this fight?
I believe so, but it was a clean little snap kick up to the face.
Definitely. Murray is starting to connect a lot in this round.
Yeah, it looks like Jade almost lost her mouthpiece on a straight, hard right hand.
This is an amazing fight in the third round. Both girls putting everything on the line, big shots in the pocket. A fantastic matchup. And a nice 1-2 and an overhand from Jade Chun. I keep forgetting Jade Ripley, Jade Chun. I can't get it figured out.
Oh, huge left hand.
Murray keeping walking forward and touching the body with those teeps.
Man,
Murray is
shook that punch
composed.
like it was nothing. She just shook it, kept coming forward, throw the teep, throwing her 2 punches.
An inside leg kick and an outside leg kick. Murray is a composed, seasoned technical striker. Oh, she slips Chun's left hand and pops a jab.
So we're going to the final minute of this fight here. It seems like whoever finishes hard in this last minute can take this round and potentially take the fight.
Definitely, and both girls are still dangerous here, and they're both throwing down in the pocket. It's a who's fight at this point. Boom, both fighters throwing big punches.
Looks like when Jade's coming in here, she's raising her chin just a little too high, and Julie's landing a couple straight hard shots right on her chin. Her mouthpiece about to pop out. Another hard jab and a big teep from Murray.
Murray keeps working that body.
Oh, big right hand. Yeah, I think those straight, quick shots from Murray are going to pay off for this fight. It looks like towards the end of round 3.
And there's the 10-second bell. Both fighters are going to unload here. And there they go. They're trading. Who wants it more?
Man, great fight. Great finish.
Amazing fight. Fantastic fight. A return of Jade Ripley looked fantastic. Murray looked seasoned and composed this time around. Murray has not been playing games. You can tell this girl's been in the gym and working on her craft. She looked great tonight. Both girls looked awesome.
You know, regardless of the outcome, you know, like we were speaking earlier, Jade just had a baby and just become a mother. And, you know, most moms are sitting at home, you know, kind of taking care of their child. And and everything, kind of using that as that time to get with her. Not Jade. You know, she's another kind of beast, another animal. She wants to get back there. She wants to compete. You know, lost all the baby weight in 10 months and wanted to get back in the cage and not only just fight again, but fight a very, very tough opponent in Julie Murray.
Yeah, it's not like when Jade Ripley made her comeback, she wasn't asking for an easy fight. She came right back in. Basically just fed right to the wolves right away, which is Jade Ripley's style. That's how she fights. That's the kind of competitor she is, and that's why she's loved by so many in the area.
And as these comments are coming in on the live chat, Chris Gregory with a great piece of knowledge here that these amateur fighters they're sitting here, they're stepped up, they're trying to take these tough fights before they go pro. You know, it doesn't make you any better fighting, you know, bums that don't train and stuff. You want to fight the best guys you can so you can get the experience before you turn in that pro rank.
Absolutely.
That was one hell of a fight.
This crowd definitely pleased with that performance from both ladies.
Judges' scorecards. All three judges scored about the same, 29 to 28. For your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Jade Ripley.
Jade Ripley pulling out a razor-thin decision here tonight. This fight could have gone either way. Nobody's a loser in my opinion. Fantastic fight.
Wow, very close decision there. I mean, we said we couldn't judge it. It could have went either way. It's so hard to complain about those with the different angles of these judges. You don't know what they're seeing, and when a fight's that close, you don't know what's landing, what's not. But great performance for both ladies, and very, very happy for Jade coming back with her return and getting the victory.
Yeah, that was a physical fight from both ladies, and I'm going to be following both girls' career from here on out, that's for sure. In this next fight, Harley Hevner versus Ben Elmore. Ben Elmore had an opponent replacement. Going on about Ben Elmore. Ben Elmore is, as far as selling tickets goes, we haven't seen really many people in Kansas City be able to do it like he does.
Yeah, Ben Elmore actually stepping in fighting Brandon Collins.
Brandon Collins
stepping up on 10 hours notice.
Again, you have these guys that, you know, these amateurs are wanting full-blown fight camps and everything. Why not get in there, get the experience while you're an amateur? This is when you need these tough fights. So I always respect these guys that will step up and take these short-notice fights against tough opponents to get this this experience.
Yeah, definitely. In the amateur career, it's you're building up to your professional career. So an opportunity like this, mad props to Collins for stepping up and looking to get the job done.
I know I've seen Brandon Collins fight before. This kid likes to stand right in front of his opponents and just try to go for the knockout. He likes to sit there. He's a brawler, and this should be a pretty exciting fight. You know, like I said before, I love seeing these guys step in on short notice. The only thing you have to really pay attention to is, you know, how's their cardio? Are they been in the gym training this whole time and can just step in and fight, or are they going to look into to try and finish it fast in the first round and go from there? We don't know.
And the crowd erupts for Ben Bama Elmore, the crowd favorite. Ben Elmore, training out of Glory Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness. A Kansas City Fighting Alliance veteran and one of the best ticket sellers in the Kansas City area. This guy sells so many tickets, he outdoes the output of the GM motor plant, and the Ford motor plant in Clay Como. This guy puts out more tickets than Ford does F-150s.
Man, Bam is such a great guy. Nice, funny, hilarious dude, but also very strong. He's a beast in this cage. Comes out and not only just wins fights, but just destroys his opponents. So this is Brandon Collins has a very tough opponent in front of him, but he's a game guy, very tough. We're gonna see how this fight goes.
Yeah, Ben Elmore's been taking his training very seriously, working on his skill set, working on his shape, looking on his conditioning. It's been fun to see him evolve. When he was first taking fights, he was a heavyweight, slightly out of shape, and he's worked his way down to 185 pounds where he feels he's at his athletic peak.
Man, well put together. Look at that. He's in great shape, phenomenal shape, very, very strong for 185. You're not going to find many amateurs around this can be able to out-muscle this guy.
Things that are fun with people that are cool since 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled.
I'll tell you what, as age is creeping up on me, I hope I look like Ben Elmore at 42 years old. Man, it's impressive coming out and still competing, still fighting. This is pretty exciting.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Brandon Collins. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, Ben Bama Elmore. 3 rounds for the Kcfa Middleweight Championship with Mike England, your referee.
This bout is brought to you by National Wrestling League, NWLShop.com. Ben Elmore is so strong. Ben Elmore is so strong, he cuts his steak with a spoon. Round number 1, brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group.
I didn't even know he cut it. I just thought he grabbed it by his fingers and just started ripping it with his teeth.
Ben Elmore takes the center of the cage.
Good head movement early. Big right.
Leg kick. Big shot from Collins. Elmore looks to close the distance with a clinch. Big knees. Look to be a little low, but it looks like they scored clean.
Collins wasn't complaining about it.
Elmore doing a good job at scoring these short knees from that clinch.
Knees to the body.
It isn't necessarily a kneeing position, but he's making it work and landing devastating shots. He's got an anaconda rolled up.
Yeah, is he going to roll in here? Yeah,
and there's the roll.
Starts walking in this.
What a submission. What a tap. Ben Elmore. He's got jiu-jitsu.
Who knew?
He's got power.
Man.
From the punching power to the submissions. He can do it all.
Ben Elmore, the jiu-jitsu specialist. What is this?
An anaconda choke in round number 1. Great submission. He's got the grappling. He's got the jiu-jitsu. He's got the striking.
And he's got the tan. Phenomenal tan while he's doing
Great performance. Got that gator roll from Ben Elmore. Great stuff. Each time he comes out, he looks a little bit more improved and a little more technical. The old Ben Elmore would have been looking to just slam and punch, slam and punch. Yeah. This new Ben Elmore was very composed. Looked to grab his submission and looked to use his position correctly. And look, that's a tight choke from a strong guy. Beautiful performance from Ben Elmore.
Rolled through, circled right towards the hips, and just tightened that choke and finished.
And there we have it, the first ever 185-pound Kansas City Fighting Alliance amateur champion.
Comes to an end at 39 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by submission via choke and the new Kcfa middleweight champion, Ben Bama Elmore.
Great performance from Ben Elmore.
So Brandon got respect early with a big right hand on Ben Elmore. You know, he pushed the pace, got the takedown, and just sunk in an amazing choke.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have our final intermission of the evening.
That'll
Head
do
out
it.
to the concession stand and grab your food and drinks, and on the way, stop by the Metro PCS booth and see how you can get unlimited text, talk, and data starting at $40. After you get your Metro PCS phone, go to kccars.com and take a look at the McCarthy Auto Goods new and used car inventory. We'll be right back after our final brief intermission.
And that'll do it for our amateur portion of the card. When me and Zach come back, we're going to finish up some professional mixed martial arts action. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, we're sitting here with Grant Dawson. How you feeling with the fight so far?
Oh man, I tell you what, we've had some really good fights. Everybody's been coming out and performing. Guys that I didn't think were going to do very good really showed themselves and are doing a great job. I'm having a heck of a good time here.
Awesome, and some big news for you. Let's tell everybody listening about that.
So I'll be competing on the Dana White Contender Series, the Tuesday Night Contender Series, August 15th against Adrian Diaz out of Team Alpha Male. I'm super excited. I'm ready. My weight's lower than it's ever been, and I'm just so pumped to get in there. Training camp's been amazing. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Awesome, Grant. So someone young in this sport, been wanting a situation like this and this opportunity for so long. How's it actually feel right now that you're getting ready to let your dreams come true and stuff? What's on your mind whenever you got this opportunity?
I'll tell you what, Zach. My dream's to be a world champion. My dream's not to be in the UFC, it's to be UFC world champion. This is the next step. When I was an amateur, the next step was going pro. When I went pro, the next step was getting up a good record and some good fights and tough fights. This is the next step. After that, it'll be get ranked, then title shot. I'm super happy, I'm super pumped, but I got tunnel vision here, my eyes on the prize.
Man, great. Sounds like a true professional. I'm excited for you. So let everybody know, where can they see this? When, what time, where can they find it at?
So August 15th on UFC Fight Pass. That'll be all it's on. So UFC Fight Pass, get it. It's a great app to have. If you're any kind of UFC fan, you need it. I like it over Netflix. So make sure you get it. Check me out. I'll be fighting Adrian Diaz August 15th, and I'm so excited just to go in there and perform.
Absolutely. So that's it. Coming up in a couple weeks, we actually have another Glory affiliate. He moved away a little bit, but Julian Marquez is has the same opportunity this Tuesday, August 1st. So I'm really looking forward to him. And when I heard the news about you, man, I was so excited. I know how hard you work in the gym. I know how bad you want this, and just getting this opportunity is going to be an amazing thing for you. And I've got all the confidence in the world for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we have some pro fights coming up here. What's your thought on that? We have 3 pro fights. The main event, Seth Basler versus Yaz Hajin. I mean, where are you sitting on that one? How do you feel about this card?
Yaz and Haji is my teammate. I love the dude. The thing about him is he's the most exciting fighter outside the UFC. You never know what this guy's going to do, whether it's spin kicks, jump off the cage into a guillotine. I've seen that man in a live fight jump off the cage and land in a guillotine on somebody. That's amazing. Seth Basler, he's not afraid of anybody. I am super excited for this fight. I feel like some guys are counting him out, but he's going to come forward. He's going to look to take Yaz's head off. I think that's a great test for Yaz, and I'm super excited about it. It's a real main event, that's for sure.
Man, I couldn't agree more. Remember Seth fought John McCann, and man, just never counted him out. He was losing the fight and landed a huge right hand. And dropped Jerron. Jerron had to fight through it. Still finished the fight with a choke, but you could tell even losing that fight, man, he was a game opponent. Has a lot of power for someone in his weight class, and I think it's a good test for Yaz.
Yeah, the thing about him is there's no quit. That's the biggest thing for me. When I look at a fighter, I say, is there any quit in him? Because if there is, I'll find it. I don't see any quit in this. Haji is the next big thing. I'm super excited to see him fight, and I cannot wait.
Awesome, yeah. Absolutely. Same thing with quit. Going back to your opportunity again, right? You're talking about quit. You've seen Adrian. You've seen what he's going to bring to the table. How are you going to make this kid quit? How are you going to break him and finish this fight? I really want to know what's your game plan. What do you feel that you're going to actually do to this kid?
All 11 of my wins have come by way of finish, whether it's TKO or submission. And I tell people that I don't submit people, I don't knock people out, I make them quit. Everybody I've fought has quit. Adrian, I've never seen him quit. So I am super excited about that, to make him quit, to go in there and just put it all on the line. And if he doesn't quit, I know it's going to be fight of the night. This is such a good fight for me because if you take a really good guy, he can look bad against a guy who doesn't want to fight, a guy who kind of just shies away. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking to be exciting. I got a goal to win and to get a contract. He's super exciting. I'm super exciting. He comes forward. I come forward. And we are going to see who quits first. And I guarantee it's going to be him.
Absolutely. So I want to ask you, you go out there, you put on the performance that you expect to put on. Dana White says your name that you get this contract. What's next?
Man, I tell you what, I got a couple of guys in mind I want to fight in the UFC for sure. Let's win the contract first. I got names. I hate it when people say, who do you want to fight next? And they say, oh, whoever the UFC wants. I hate that. We didn't ask who the UFC wants to fight next. We didn't ask who Joe Silva wants you to fight next. We asked, who do you want to fight next? So whenever they ask me that question, I will have a name ready. You will never hear me say whoever they want next. I will have a name ready. Let's get past Adrian Diaz first, then I'll drop some names.
I like it. I like where your head's at. So, and we have a little bit left in this intermission, right? I know you have some other fighters to get back to and talk to, but thank you very much for coming on and talking with us. I know a lot of these guys are very excited for you. They've been watching you in this cage. They've been following your career, and it's time for you to step into the big league. So we are all very, very excited for you. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I love MMA Futures, and I love what they're doing. They always put on a great show, and I'm happy to be on. Thank you, sir.
9. Who's having a good time tonight? We got a score update from Boston, 7th inning, Royals 8, Red Sox 6. Now coming to the cage, into the blue corner, Chris Beal.
And we are back. Kansas City Fighting Alliance 24. Chris, the real deal, Beal versus Gaylen Livingston. We've seen Chris Beal in the cage before. He had an epic throwdown with Antonio Martinez. Him and Antonio Martinez had an amazing showdown. Chris Beal brings the leather. He's not afraid to throw down. I'm anxious for this one here.
And walking through the cage in the red corner, Gaylen Livingston.
Gaylen Livingston, training out of Glory Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness. Another Kansas City Fighting Alliance regular. Gaylen Livingston, one thing you can expect when he comes to the cage, he comes to trade heavy leather. Big kicks, big punches, and for a big man of his size, he's very agile. He's one of the most agile heavyweights that we've seen in the Kansas City Fighting Alliance cage.
For sure, he moves well. He's got a really long reach. He knows how to use it. He stays long and tries to find guys' chins at the end of his strikes. And it's got some big knockout power here. This should be a good fight.
Gentlemen, this next bout is presented by Sterling Bowl, your full-service bowling center with food and drink off of 24 Highway. It's time for the heavyweights. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Chris Beal.
Some good footwork coming out of the corner of Gaylen Livingston.
Out of the red corner, Gaylen Livingston.
Expect fireworks right away from this bout.
Oh man, anytime you get these big heavyweights coming in here, you know they're trying to put someone to sleep.
Round number one brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. Both fighters traded heavy leather right out of the gate, as we expected.
Gaylen's out there smiling, having fun, man. He loves this.
Both fighters have very fast hands. Gaylen seems to now figure the range out here. He's got the center. He's got his lead hand moving. Big switch kick. Beal catches it and answers with some hooks. Backs Gaylen up to the back of the fence, and a body shot from Beal and a big hook on the break.
You know, Gaylen needs to use that distance, use that range. He's letting Beal get a little too close on him and land those big hooks.
Outside leg kick from Beal. Looks to barely land there. Gaylen gets just out of range. Beal shoves that jab forward. Beal, jab, jab, moving forward, shoving off that back foot. Keeps putting Gaylen Livingston on the fence here. What does Gaylen need to do to stay off the fence?
He needs to dig for his underhook, which he's just doing right now. Get that right hand underhook. He needs to circle to his right and get his back off the fence.
And that looks like what he's doing right here.
Absolutely. He's trying to circle. He needs some head position. He needs to move his head to the other side of Chris Beal and control that. Beal's got the head position. He's winning this battle.
Yeah, it seems like Beal figured out what you were just talking about and won the head position, but there goes Gaylen on the break. It's early.
You know, we had some great amateur fights today, but you can really tell the difference when the professionals step in here. Yeah, the game slows down a little bit. They see the openings. And they're really just trying to find their shots here and really implement their game plans.
Both fighters winging big punches at each other. Neither fighter seems to be landing clean as of right now, but boy, if one does, it's going to be devastating.
Looks like Beal's probably landed the cleanest, but not quite solid enough to really do a lot of damage for Gaylen.
Yeah, it seems like Beal's just staying tight with some simple 1-2s up the middle, and Gaylen's looking for those big winging lead hooks. Big back hook right there, fast.
You really see Beal's always he keeps trying to close this distance, get closer so he can get in the more power range. Gaylen really needs to stay long, get that jab out in his face, and do not allow him in that distance. Don't let him close the distance.
The corner of Gaylen Livingston looking for him to stop following Beal around the cage and look to cut it off. Big hook from Gaylen.
Good
Beal
head
eats
movement
it.
for a big man.
If you're Chris Beal here and you're the shorter fighter looking to land punches on the inside, what do you need to do to get there?
You really need more volume. You really have to get that jab out there and throw it, 2, 3, 4 times and come forward while you're throwing those punches. And you really have to close that distance behind that jab. And then once you're in there, you can start throwing the right hand, throw some uppercuts, throw your hooks. But you have to have good footwork and a lot more volume. Can't just come running in on a big, strong head. Big head kick by Gaylen. And caught by Chris Beal in a big takedown.
Gaylen looks for the big head kick. Beal recognizes it, catches it, and scores the big takedown. Gaylen back up to all fours, looking to get up, and he gets up fast. Takedown number 1 to Chris Beal.
And you can tell both these guys don't even care to be on the ground. They just want to sit here and knock somebody out. Big punch.
Gaylen throws a big strike there. Beal answers
man,
back
solid
with 1-2.
right hand.
Big knee from Gaylen Livingston. That landed. Beal's got a great chin.
And Beal gets hit with that knee and hit a big left hand right on the chin of Gaylen. Both these guys are landing hard shots here.
That knee to the head looked like it weakened Chris Beal's legs there. Now Gaylen seems to be attacking the legs. Both fighters exchanging heavy on the pocket.
Good short little hook there with Gaylen with the right hand.
Even with Gaylen's back on the fence, he's still firing back with big shots.
Yeah, he was moving, trying to get out of the way, and he hit a nasty little fast little uppercut. Nice shot.
Big shots from Livingston. That hurt him. That hurt Chris Beal. Chris Beal's back's on the fence here. He's in survival mode at this point here. He's teeing off.
Gaylen being really smart. Big knee to the body. Picking his angles, picking his shots.
Boom, Gaylen Livingston taking a page out of Ricky Fowler's book, teeing off all day long. Ooh, and that's the end of round number 1.
Chris Beal survives the onslaught by Gaylen Livingston, man. We're going to round number 2 here.
An awesome round. One thing I don't think we've addressed, just because we've been kind of caught up in the action, is the activity of these heavyweights. I don't know if we have a CompuStrike meter or a punch count meter, but I would really like to see how many shots these guys have thrown this round for heavyweights.
Oh, dude, their footwork's on point. They're moving well. They've got fast hands, and absolutely you're correct, man. The volume these guys are putting out is insane for the heavyweight level. Both these guys are going. I don't know how that's going to play out in the later rounds if they're going to keep this pace. But for round 1, man, it was exciting.
Yeah, and as of right now, there's no signs of either fighter slowing down. What a high action-packed round for round number 1. Chris Beal already off a stool for round number 2. This dude's been here before.
Let's see how cardio is going to play out with these guys. You can tell they're tired, but they're both fighting through it. Good movement.
Gaylen Livingston ghosts the lead hook and brings the outside head kick, just barely misses.
Jody went low to the leg. I think he's going to try to attack the leg here, and then he's going to do the same thing, go high again.
Livingston finds an answer for that outside leg kick, hits him with a check. The pace is definitely slowing down here in round number 2. We're going to see a lot more calculated strikes here.
Good, solid little short leg kick there from Gaylen. No. Big overhand for Chris Beal, close to the distance, trying to go ahead and push him against the fence here. He's trying to work this clinch game. I don't know if he's trying to get a takedown or if he's really just trying to push, control, and catch
Gaylen,
him.
boom, and there's the break.
Yep. One thing is impressive, these heavyweights are able to strike and then move their head off and come right back with another counter. I'm really impressed with the speed of these guys.
Yeah, Gaylen Livingston loses his mouthpiece and almost catches it midair. That would have been all over Barstool if he was able to catch that and keep fighting. Big shots from Livingston. Has Beal's back. Beal still answering. Beal is in there. You cannot take him down.
Man, neither one of these guys are wanting to go down, man. Their chins are solid.
Ooh, a tomahawk backhand.
Oh,
from
spinning
Beal.
back elbow for Gaylen here. Yeah, both fighters, they're exhausted. They've put everything in here, keeping that high pace. Big head kick.
Big head kick. It looked like the knee might have scored across the face of Beal. Beal's definitely slowing down here. So it was a big left hook from Beal as soon as I say that. Now we're going to see the fighters switch up a strategy here a little bit. They went for broke early with big, heavy shots. Now they're going to have to be a lot more calculated. There goes Beal's mouthpiece for a second time. He's going to get warned here. Miking.
I really don't know how I feel about that. When the first one was Gaylen, I think he might have thought it was his and not realizing that it got punched out of Beal's mouth.
Yeah, I was actually confused about that until you just said that.
Man.
That makes sense.
Which, that being said, if he thought that was Gaylen's mouthpiece, you know, he went ahead and stopped that fight. I don't know if he thought if it was Beal's, if he would have let him continue to fight. Oh, big head kick here.
Gaylen's looking for that outside head kick there.
Oh, good body shot.
Livingston's looking to set up that head kick with one strike. I'd like to see him put 1, 2, maybe even 3 right before that head kick. 1 and then a head kick, Beal has a shot. I feel like if he puts 3 in front of it and then throws it in, the statistics of that landing are going to go up greater. But you never know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, throwing those single kicks up there, if it lands, it does a lot of damage. But, you know, if you take a little power off of it and set it up with some strikes, you know, and it lands flush, it didn't have to be that hard. Whenever a shin that size lands against someone's head, it didn't have to be that hard if it's set up and hits clean.
Yeah, it's no good. The crowd seems to be unhappy by the inactivity here in round number 2. Outside leg kick from Gaylen Livingston scores nicely.
Yeah, you know, the problem is whenever you see the output that's put out in that first round, you know, you get a little excited
Big
about
shot.
it.
Both fighters are still throwing heavy leather here.
For sure. It's just a little different game. You know, now they're kind of trying to find their openings and stuff. You know, they can't keep that pace they started off with. They've earned the respect from each other, and now they're just trying to find the opening, create the opening, and land something big.
Yeah, each fighter has definitely put enough output out here to finish the other guy here, so this is still very interesting.
You know, Gaylen keeps throwing that lead leg head kick out there. I would really like for him, as soon as Beal switch stances like he is right now in the southpaw. I'd like to see Gaylen throw that back leg up high here and catch him with his back leg. I think it's the open stance. I think he has a better opportunity of landing that kick here. But he keeps throwing the lead leg, which is making up there. It's doing some damage. And right when I say that, he throws a back head kick.
Ooh, big punches being exchanged here on the fence. 8 seconds left in the round. And that's an interesting round to score. Both rounds are interesting to score. Going into the third round, which fighter do you think has the advantage?
And I honestly think this was any man's fight. It was a very, very close fight. And as we saw earlier in the night with Jade's fight, you know, these ones that are really close, you don't know the angle these judges have. They can't see what's exactly landing, what's not. So whenever you have that different viewpoint, it's hard for them to judge it. So you really don't know what these judges are seeing. You're not sure what they're looking for, what they like better, if they like the striking, if they like you know, more of the ground game and stuff. So man, these are really any man's fight. Just I have a feeling whoever's going to come out and land the bigger shots the third round, maybe push the pace, maybe it's holding the center of the cage. You know, that person might come out the winner.
In round number 3 here, the final round.
A lot of respect between both these guys.
Big overhand from Beal. Big uppercut from Livingston. Another uppercut. Both guys are still throwing bombs here and very dangerous.
You know, the volume might not be as much, but man, their hand speed has not slowed down one bit.
Yeah, I don't think there's any misconception that both guys like to train their hands. It seems to be primarily what they focus on. Both guys got fast, powerful hands here and look to be willing to trade in the pocket. Outside leg kick scores from Beal.
Oh, sneaky little lead uppercut there for Gaylen Livingston.
Yeah, a little uppercut jab.
Well, Gaylen does have the forward pressure going on. I don't know if that's going to sway the judges or not, because got a little low blow there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll check on the replay to see if that was low or not. Initially, when I saw it, it looked to be above the cup, right under the belly button line. Yeah, I could be wrong though. I didn't see it too well.
Yeah, not really sure if it was right on the belt line. Here's our replay. We'll take another look at it.
Yeah, I can't see from that angle.
Yeah, not really. It looked really close. Obviously, it's hurting Chris Beal.
This is an opportunity here where I would definitely take my 5 minutes to recover. Here's a different angle here. Yeah, it looked low.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep, and definitely unintentional here. Both guys are tired. He was scoring for the inside low kick. Beal backed up, hit him right in the pelotas. Here we go to start round number 3.
Good. Give these heavyweights a little extra time to recover, man. Let these guys come out
and again, unintentional here. The crowd seems to think that Gaylen Livingston's doing this on purpose. He's definitely not. Both guys are tired. He's looking for the inside low kick. Beal walks in. It switches that inside low kick to a shot up to, once again, the pelotas. So good sportsmanship here. Neither guy's looking to fight dirty. Both guys are fighting hard, giving it their all. Nice jab from Gaylen Livingston.
Good. Another one, nice jab. Starting to find his range with that jab, staying outside the kick range. You know, knowing Gaylen, I know he loves these little wars, man. He gets in these fights, and he just loves testing himself against another heavyweight that could take a big shot and try to take his head off. This is what he lives for. He doesn't want to fight. You know, he doesn't fight for the fame, for money. He just loves to get in there and check. And a huge,
and he scores a huge head kick. Beal eats it.
Damn.
Chris Beal eats that head kick as if it's nothing. And a switch kick, a jumping switch kick. Beal answers back with a lead hook.
Beal pushed in the back, trying to close the distance. See if he's going to work for a takedown. Gaylen's looking maybe for a standing guillotine here.
Livingston looking for the guillotine.
You know, Gaylen can't have his back against the fence there if he actually wants to try to finish this choke. He needs to, there's a nice body shot, but he needs to circle and put Beal's back against the fence and use that so he can get the choke. But looks like Beal's out of danger. They break away. Man, coming down to the last 90 seconds here, lots of heart shown by these heavyweights. Man, both taking some big shots and still standing here. Man, I don't know. You definitely know that they've gained each other's respect, but this fight still could go either way. I just
yeah, both guys very dangerous. This is another great matchup for matchmaker Joe Wooster here for Kansas City Fighting Alliance. Both guys boxing enthusiasts, trading heavy shots in the pocket here. Nice jabs exchange at the same time once again. Both guys are still very dangerous.
I saw a little shakeout of the left hand of Gaylen Livingston. I don't know if it hurt. We'll see if he continues to use it here in the last 45 seconds here. You don't know if maybe it just hit weird or if possibly broke the hand. I'm really not sure. But it looks like something was bothering him.
And our final 30 seconds left in round number 3. Final 10 seconds in round number 3.
Oh,
and a spinning back
heel.
Beal looking to make it pay these last 10 seconds. Fighters letting it all go.
Man, both of them.
At home, you guys watching in, who do you guys think won that last bout? Gaylen Livingston versus Chris the Real Deal Beal. Zach, who do you think won that fight? Is another tough one to score. Evenly match-up fights here.
I still hate to be a judge right now. Maybe some of the big head kicks that was landed by Gaylen Livingston might sway me that way. Looks like he was the one pushing the pressure, pushing Chris Beal back a little bit. Had maybe some of more of the control, but man, they both landed big shots. They both ate them and kept coming forward. If I had to pick somebody, I might say Gaylen with the big head kicks and just keeping the center of the ring.
Yeah, that's what I think. A super close fight. It can go either way. I'd give the slight edge to Gaylen Livingston because of the kicks and controlling the center of the octagon. I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes either way. And the judges are taking a while to score this one. And we have our official decision coming in the cage now.
Fernando Marquez scores about 29 to 28. And both judges, Kevin Champion and Marcus Danforth, scored about 30 to 27. For your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner, Gaylen Livingston.
Gaylen Livingston picks up his second professional victory, 2-0 now as a pro.
You know, both professionals young in their career. Man, the hand speed was on point tonight. That both of them looked very, very composed in there. I think the volume and the pace they started with in the first round really kind of hit them in the rounds 2 and 3. But I still could see a lot of experience for these guys, and it could do good things in the future.
Fighters, get ready for the co-main event. Coming to the cage first, in the blue corner, Johnny Rhodes.
Johnny Ray Rhodes.
Man, if you have not seen Johnny Rhodes fight before, this kid comes and brings it, man. He leaves everything out there. It's very exciting. Win or lose, no matter what, this kid comes out and puts on a show.
Explosion, athleticism, willingness to pull the trigger. 3 things that describe Johnny Ray Rhodes.
And now into the cage, out of the red corner, William Joplin.
You know, this is a very interesting matchup here. You have Johnny Rhodes, very explosive, very exciting, and then on the other end you have Will Joplin, someone who comes in extremely strong, durable, and just is a crazy grinder. If you can't just handle someone sit there and just putting the pressure and pressure and pressure just to break his opponents, I just, you know, if it's going to be one of those where who can get, you know, can Joplin get the grind and go for his submissions there, or can Johnny keep the distance, use his athleticism, use the explosion, and go for a big knockout?
Yeah, this is an interesting style. You know, both fighters, as far as the Kansas City mixed martial arts scene is concerned, are veterans. We have over, I think, 60 professional fights combined in the cage right now. 2 faces that the Kansas City scene has been witnessing for the last, decade. Johnny Ray Rhodes is definitely going to look to explode on William Joplin and look to finish him with strikes. Johnny does have a submission game off of his back. William Joplin will most likely be looking for the takedown.
And both these guys, tons of professional fights. How have they not met before?
I wouldn't be surprised if they met again after this one. This is going to be a barn burner, another evenly matched fight here from Joe Wooster and Kansas City Fighting Alliance.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the co-main event presented by independent tire dealers. Your local independent tire dealer is a place where you will receive dependable service performed by dependable people. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Johnny Rhodes. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, William the Armadillo Joplin. The referee is Mike England. It's the co-main event of the evening.
All right, guys, our co-main event getting ready to be on its way here.
William Joplin takes the center of the cage, outside leg kick, caught by Rhodes. Joplin cartwheels out of it and lands to his feet. William Joplin, big overhand.
And both these guys starting fast, no feel-out process here.
You can tell William Joplin has been taking his strength conditioning and athleticism serious at Better You Fitness. He just cartwheeled out of that kick. Big overhand and a spinning back kiss from William Joplin. I didn't say kiss, I said fist. Oh, and a hard shot to the body from Rhodes, and a big overhand from Joplin.
Man, both these guys starting pretty fast here. Big shots. Looks like Joplin's starting these low kicks early. Maybe try and hope that that's going to pay off later on the round.
Rhodes here looking for the clinch, possibly looking for the takedown, scoop and score.
Man. And again, the explosion, picking Joplin up, slamming him on the ground here.
Big slam from Johnny Ray Rhodes. William Joplin retains full guard.
It's like he's crawling his legs up here, trying to go to high guard, maybe trying to step an arm bar here. Trying to cut his angle, he needs his leg coming right over the head here. Doesn't quite have it, but remember, Johnny's one of those guys that will just stand up and explode out of position like this.
Both fighters are still dry at this point here. If Joplin's going to look to score a technical submission like an armbar, it will be early. Big elbow from Rhodes. Joplin's got the right overhook to control the posture. Rhodes seems to be active in this full guard, looking to get posture, looking to slam.
You know, one thing though, using those big explosive pickup and slam moves, sometimes they pay off well. The back of the head can hit the mat. They can get shook, they can get knocked out, but they can also get slipped into submissions.
Joplin's
and right
got
now,
a triangle.
Joplin's setting up a triangle, and
those big shots are deflected and blocked.
Big right hands from. Looks like Johnny's maybe working for a guillotine himself right now. Johnny taking the back, both hooks in, looking to land a big ground and pound here. I think he's going to try to get a choke with his right hand.
William Joplin's got a 2-on-1 grip here.
Yeah, great wrist control. I think he's going to try to stand up and try to shake Johnny off of his back here. Man, carrying someone on your back like that just wears your lower back out. Johnny working for the body triangle, back to his hooks. He's looking pretty high here. I think Joplin can shake him off. Well, as he settles back and lands some ground and pound.
Rhodes has a big posture here, landing big punches. None of them seem to be landing too clean yet.
Not really. He's too busy trying to keep his balance. It's hard to really land a big shot.
And Joplin out the back door. Now William Joplin's on top. The tides have turned.
Joplin step over in half guard here.
If you're William Joplin here, what are you looking to do to score some damage or a submission?
Well, right now he's got his head in the armpit, so he can start working that up and maybe start siding in for an arm triangle here. If he can really keep his ear pinched to his left shoulder, now he steps up and mount. He can keep walking that arm up for his choke.
He's got a head and arm choke here. He is driving his shoulder deep into the ground in the full mount here.
He does. He needs to be able to raise that left elbow of Johnny Rhodes up. It's a little bit higher, so he's got
tight.
more control.
Johnny Rhodes looks like he's in a lot of duress here.
It's almost more of a modified Von Flue choke here. It looks really tight.
This is tight. There's the tap.
It's over.
William Joplin with the submission.
Like I said, someone as strong as William Joplin, he gets a hold of something. He can just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze.
William
And-
Joplin with an arm triangle / Von Flu choke. We'll call it the arm flu.
The arm, I don't even know if I've seen something like that, but when you have someone as strong as William Joplin in there, those type of submissions are going to find their way and happen. It's crazy.
Amazing performance from William Joplin. That's just a testament of using what you bring to the table well.
All right, so we have, really, he clasps his hands underneath and makes a Von Flu there.
Super tight gable grip, perfect shoulder pressure.
Yeah, butt up in the air, driving his left shoulder right to the neck.
And I just love the angles and the science behind that. If Joplin's butt is too high or too far up, it's not going to work. His hips are in the perfect position, his shoulders in the perfect position, that gable grip behind the head is perfect. All the recipes for the arteries being clogged.
For sure, this is one of those where Johnny Rhodes has a guillotine, he's holding on, he's got the head hook, he thinks he's safe, and Joplin comes over, reaches over the shoulder, and he's digging his left shoulder into the neck and just squeezes, and Rhodes is actually holding himself and pulling himself tighter and makes the choke tighter, and Joplin ends up getting the victory here with the tap out. You know, as I said before, Johnny Rhodes, even coming out here, win or lose, he's going to put on a show. We saw some big slams, some big explosive motions, some big ground and pound. But, you know, by the end of the night, Joplin got on top, moved to mount, and got that nice Von Flu choke in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end at 3 minutes and 50 seconds of round number 1. Your winner, out of the red corner, via Von Flu choke, William the Armadillo Joplin.
Thank you, everybody. Today's kind of a bit of a sweet day for me. My boy Kevin, champion here, veteran, his wife passed her Ripley due to cancer in May, and she used to be the time for here. And she was really important to me, like a second mother to me. So it's the first show without her. So I want to dedicate this to her. And also my mother, like cancer as well. I love you. Thank you, Kevin. Love you too.
William Joplin showing all class in the cage tonight.
Man, getting a little emotional in there after a performance like that, and gets the dedication out there. You can definitely see the emotion he's feeling and how important that was to him.
Get ready for the main event.
Here we have the main event of the
Are you
evening.
ready for the main event?
Yeah, William Joplin dedicating this fight to Marsha Champion. Marsha Champion, a face in the Kansas City fighting scene, whether it's boxing, MMA. Just one of those ladies that always provided candy, hugs, warm welcomes. She will be greatly missed in the Kansas City fighting scene, so it's really nice for William Joplin to take time out to show dedication to her. She's definitely a gem that will be missed.
Absolutely, her compassion, that's such a sweet lady. I mean, we all missed her, but yeah, it was a really nice thing to do.
Absolutely. And in the main event, Yazin Haji versus Seth Basler.
Seth Basler.
Seth Basler always brings it. He's the perfect example of records don't tell the whole story. This guy only fights good guys. A couple weeks ago, he's up in Philly in the East Coast doing professional boxing, or he's down here in Kansas City fighting some of the top prospects out of Glory MMA and Fitness. We saw him have a war with Duran McCant, and we saw him have a war with Johnny Ray Rhodes, which he came back and got the finish. He's always comes in shape. He comes technical.
You know, it seems like we don't really get a lot of the guys from the St. Louis area over here, but every time we do, which Seth is one of those guys, man, they put on a show. They're really exciting and very, very game opponents.
Definitely.
And now walking to the cage, into the red corner, Yazin Haji.
Yazin Haji fighting out of Lee Summit, Missouri, training out of Glory Mixed Martial Arts and Fitness. A professional fighter, a professional instructor, a professional teacher, and a professional bartender. The man does it all.
The jack of all trades. This man is one of the most exciting fighters I've ever seen. I love watching him fight. So explosive. You never know what's going to come. You can definitely see his training partner, Tim Elliott, come out in when he's out there fighting.
Yazin Haji, one of the most explosive up-and-coming fighters that the whole country has to offer. You know, Grant Dawson was originally scheduled a main event tonight. He's now on the UFC Contender Series. Don't be surprised if you see Yazin Haji on the UFC Contender Series or a big stage off of a great performance from tonight, but he has to get the job done tonight first against a tough game opponent.
Oh, for sure. You know, if he can get past Seth here, he's got a very bright future already, but this is just one step closer if he gets past Seth tonight.
The main event is presented by McCarthy Auto Group. View the new 2017 and 2018 inventory at any of the McCarthy locations throughout the Kansas City metro area. And make sure to head over to the official Kcfa after party at the Flamingo Lounge right after the fights. It's now time for the main event for the vacant Kcfa Featherweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Seth Basler. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, Yazin Haji. Mike England is your referee.
This bout is brought to you by NWL, National Wrestling League, NWLshop.com.
It's the Kcfa Featherweight Championship.
Yazin Haji starts out in a southpaw stance.
Yeah, big right hand from Seth already, and a
Big
takedown.
And a quick scramble from Basler.
Yep, Seth's trying to work up here, working hand position, trying to fight up, but Yaz has good control. Man, Seth actually steps over and maybe gets takedown of his own.
Haji's got a gift wrapped on that far side there, looking to get his legs free.
Yeah, this is a crazy scramble position here for both fighters. Making their way to their feet here, and we're going to see we need, Yaz needs to start digging for his underhooks or controlling 2-on-1, which I think he's got.
So if you're Yaz here with this interesting grip, it's a gift wrap or the beginning of a Kimura grip, what does he need to do to look to finish the grip or hit a switch? Oh, now we're out.
Well, he needs to circle off the fence like he just did. And, man, some big shots in there. Good knee.
Yeah, a lot of calculated shots
Seth
here.
has a lot of power here.
Boom. Yaz and Haji sees those strikes coming from a long ways away.
For
slips
sure.
out
Big
quick.
swing and a myth here.
Big shot from Basler. Basler throwing big punches here.
Yeah, he's not really putting anything in front of him. It's just big single shots. You know, Seth is going for that big overhand right, but not really connecting anything. Man, great footwork for Yaz.
Haji seems to be getting comfortable here as he gets in his groove. Keeps Basler's back on the fence. Haji's doing a good job at stepping off. He'll start in orthodox, he'll step to a southpaw stance and then look to fire across, or vice versa. He does it from both sides. And a big outside kick.
Yeah, that's one thing a lot of fighters can't do. You know, they can't fight out of both stances, and he's stepping off, moving good angles. Goes for a takedown, and it's a good hit from Seth here. You can tell Basler's all power here. He's really trying to put away from big KO.
Haji seems to have very good eyes here. He sees these shots. He's slipping them. Basler's game, looking to do a lot of damage with every shot. Both fighters still trying to feel each other out here as they're fresh.
Man, that good slip there. The head movement is just amazing for Yaz. Look at that. Watches the punch come right in and just misses small.
Superman punch lands. Outside hook.
Good, right behind the ear there.
Yaz's striking game is dynamic. When you think he's going to punch, he kicks. When you think he's going to kick, he punches.
Yeah, it looks like he's really starting to find his range here in this fight. You know, he's find the jab, the little overhand behind the ear, gets the kick.
Basler has great fundamentals, but the one thing that Yaz seems to shine off is great fundamentals. He seems to be expecting what's coming, trying to slip and counter here. But Basler is very dangerous.
Oh, for sure. Yaz is with the clap in the face and a low kick. I mean, it's the awkwardness, the stuff that you're not expecting. That's what Yaz is bringing to the table. You know, Basler is bringing the really traditional boxing, a lot of power, and a big head kick snuck through and hit the top of the head.
Big head. Both fighters are getting comfortable now. They're exchanging heavy. Basler catches the kick, and on a single, Haji looks for the guillotine. Basler finishes.
Yeah, gets his underhook, finds his side. He's already right back to his feet.
Now it's Yaz and Haji on the
takes
back.
his back here to see what kind of ground and pound. Maybe
Scoring
needs
those
the body.
shots.
No, he's going to fight in. Good pressure against the cage here for Haji.
What does Basler need to do to get off the fence here?
Well, he's got the far side underhook. He needs to bring it more to the right side. He needs to circle to his right. That's the opening. Instead, he's just kind of protecting his face, and he's allowing Yaz to shut that side down. So now he's got a hook on his left side, so he needs to scoot his butt out to the left side, continue to circle, and get his back off that fence.
You know, what can it do to a guy's mindset when he scores a big takedown like Basler does, and then Yaz and Haji not only gets up quick, but takes the back right away?
Yeah, it looks like Seth was controlling about a low blow there, but ref Mike England didn't see anything, didn't
Those
stop
are
the
some
bout.
devastating knees to the thigh.
Yeah, those are really going to add up there if this fight goes to the later rounds.
I'm anxious to see what's going to happen on the break here. There's a stalling moment a little bit, although Yaz and Haji's landing big knees. I shouldn't say stalling, goodness.
Yeah,
He's
no.
landing big knees from the clinch here, but wait for the break here. As soon as these guys break, something crazy is going to happen.
Yeah, most people in that tight clinch cannot get their knee up to the chin, and Yaz over here lands some clean, hard shots with that knee. So coming to close here around number one, and I feel like it's been all Yaz. Got the, as soon as he gets taken down, bounces right back, lands some big shots, finished around very, very strong there with all those knees.
Yeah, that was a great round from both fighters. I'm going to give the edge to round number 1 to Yazan Hajj just from how dynamic he was with his kicks and his strikes and ring control. Yes, Basler did land a takedown. It was very brief. Yazan Hajj was able to get up and then take his back and control the remainder of the round. So a solid round from both fighters.
For sure. The thing with a fighter like Seth Basler, and the power is there the whole fight, so you can't sleep on him. Right when you feel comfortable, a huge overhand lands and can put you right back in square one. So you can never count a fighter like him out. He's always dangerous. He always has that kill factor in that right hand.
Round number 2 brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. There's that shake we're talking about where Yazan Hajj started in southpaw, steps off to orthodox, and looks for his cross. His hands are tight, high and tight here.
Man, good head movement. Saying one thing, he's doing a really good job of keeping that hand right on his chin, ready
Basler
for that
looks broke here.
Big overhand right.
Yazan Hajj, head kick, knees, a barrage of punches. The class of fighter is showing out.
Man, good head position here. Looks like he's going to try to find it off that. If we can get a break here, I'm really curious, like you were talking about earlier in round 1, like are we going to get a spinning attack, a big elbow? You never know with Yaz what's going to come.
This battle in the clinch here, both fighters looking for wrist control, arm control, head control, underhooks, and also looking to score big shots, in the pocket.
Good elbow.
Yeah, big elbow and a big punch from Basler on the break. Big head kick, barely blocked from Basler. Takes a big breath. Ooh, a 1-2 and a backhand.
Yeah, big.
Pimp hand strong and a jab from Yazan Hajj. And another jab. Yazan Hajj is bloodied up from the nose and the lips.
And the one thing with Basler here, you're going to see this big overhand, but that's all it is. It's this one single shot. If it lands, it does a lot of damage, but there's no setup and everything. You're seeing tons of different stuff from Yaz. He's moving to his side. He's moving southpaw. He's throwing overhands.
Yeah, Yazan
knees, elbows. He's got all kinds of different stuff.
As Basler starts to slow down, Yazan looks to speed up here.
Yeah, it's a nasty little knot there right on the side of his head. Good keeping the distance here. The clean right hand for Basler. Both
boom,
shots.
big exchanges here. Both fighters throwing big shots. Another backhand from Yazan Hajj on the break. And a spinning back kiss from Basler. I said fist, not kiss. Big 1-2 from Basler, barely misses. Hajj getting happy feet here, looking to set his kicks up. When you have an opponent like Yazan Hajj whose footwork's all over the place, what do you need to do to kind of try to calculate that, or is there anything to do?
Man, it's really, really hard to do. You have to, you kind of have to funnel in. You have to push forward, and you have to kind of step to your right, step to your left, and almost kind of create this funnel and take those angles away from them. Like you almost want to force them to take the angles that you want. So you're just a half step ahead of them. But it is very hard to do when you have someone as athletic as Hajj.
Big shots from Yazan Hajj. He's opening up, throwing windmills. Big hooks,
a little bit of
big leg kicks.
Just a little bit of everything here. Nice leg kick here. Big slip right into a leg kick. And teep right to the face. know, that right hand of Basler keeps finding a home no matter what happens. He keeps finding a home with that, and he's always dangerous with that power. But it just looks like the pace and the awkwardness of Yaz is just really just kind of pouring it on here.
An accidental shot.
And this could really change the fight here, depending on how hurt is Seth Basler. He was obviously down, but it was accidental. He was working his way up when that kick landed, but we have to see how Seth recovers and how this might work.
Check out this Lobo here on the replay at the end of round number 2. Basler throws a big shot, loses his bearings.
Yeah, one knee up, but we have
He's
not.
obviously fine. Basler on the replay is fine.
Yeah. You know, it's weird because, you know, Missouri didn't have the new rules yet, but he only had one knee down. With the new rules, that wouldn't have been a legal shot. But since we're Missouri and they have not adopted the new knee rule, that's still an illegal shot, but in most states that's actually a legal shot with only one knee down.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's interesting because we see a fighter, which bout was it where the fighter kneed the other fighter twice in the pelotas?
Yep.
Yeah, and so England decides to not take a point away for a guy hitting a guy twice in the groin, but then Yaz does this one time and he takes a point. It's an interesting mindset, but it is MMA, and it's what we expect.
You also have to remember the damage that's done. You know, whenever you take a low blow, and you know they were clean, but they weren't crazy hard. Whenever you take a full-blown kick to the head while he's down, you know it's gonna shake him up. It's gonna rattle him. It could change the outcome of this fight. So I really don't see a big deal with him taking the point there. I mean, it can happen just because of the damage that was done with that kick.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I guess my harp would be consistency. If you're going to imply the rules, imply them. If you're not, then don't. I'm cool with either one, but just be consistent with who you are. That's my only gripe, but I'm not a referee.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the first coin shot in the earlier fight, you know, maybe not. And then the second one, you know, that possibly could have taken a point. If I remember right, those were back in the amateurs where, you know, they might have to give them a little more leniency. These guys are professionals. You know, this is the main event. You know, yeah, should know not to throw that kick when he's down. But, you know, when they're in the heat of the moment, Basler could have just not wanted to continue, and yes, possibly could have got disqualified. So when you think about it, 1 point's really not that big of a deal. That really could have turned bad fast.
Yep, so round 1 could have gone to Hajj. Round 2 could now be a wash. Hajj coming up with a tight stance, popping his lead jab.
Yeah, not slowing down one bit. You could tell the cardio is amazing. Switching stances, good strikes from both stances here. Look at that. Throws his kick and hides his stance switch. Now he's at southpaw. You have no idea. Look at that. Go big takedown here. Huge slam.
Settles into side control.
When you see something like that, you see someone throwing from orthodox, and then they throw something, immediately switch to southpaw, lands a combination, and then goes straight into a takedown. That is just some high level technique, and you can tell that this kid's ready for the next level.
Absolutely. Yazan Hajj making Basler's life uncomfortable with a hand over the mouth, hand over the nose. He's settling here in half guard, forearm in the neck.
It's getting a little gritty, covering the nose and the mouth at the same time, just making it, you know, a little harder to breathe. That's stuff that a lot of people don't think about doing, but you could tell in the gym he's probably had that happen to him a time or two from teammates and coach James Krause, and learning from it and now doing it in his fight.
Big knee to the body. What does Basler need to do to get out of this position? He has the fence that he's stuck. Not only Hajj's on one side, but the fence is on the other.
You can see he has his hands clasped, but not only is he holding Yaz down, but he's holding himself down to the ground. He has to break that grip, and he's got to create a scramble. Right now, he's holding himself down. He can't get up. He can't move. He's locking himself down and allowing him to get kneed. He has to let go of that grip and turn into Yaz. He needs to create a scramble and just find a way up.
Yazan with a knee on belly there. That's going to suck the life out of somebody, especially in the third round. Notice how that knee is just resting right in the solar plex. Basler being warned several times about toes in the cage here. Let's see if the rules are implied consistently for both sides.
Looks like it's sliding there, but he's not really grabbing with it. You know, they're sliding to the cage, but he's not using it to push off of yet. But
Hajj looks to take the back.
Good scramble. That's what he had to do earlier. You know, Seth Basler had to finally let go, create a scramble. Now he's back to his knees and working himself back up.
Back up to the feet with 2:25 remaining. Hajj in his face.
Man, good head movement from Yaz.
You know, Basler seems to be lunging forward, looking to land the big shots. It seems like he's missing that small 1 or 2 first strike. Small shot, then throw the big shot. I think that's the one thing that's keeping him out of range.
I agree 100%. You know, he's got a lot of power. If he could just throw a couple of jabs, maybe put some in front of that big overhand right, it might land a little more clean. Good check, though.
Yeah, that was a nice check from Basler. That'll hurt. Hajj still switching stances here from orthodox to southpaw and vice versa.
Yep, solid little left hook there. Everything we're saying that Basler needed to do, you know, Hajj's been doing. He's getting that jab working, you know, cutting his angles, putting something in front of the big shots and trying to set them up, and they're landing a little bit more clean.
Boom, in the clinch.
Man, that head kick was so close. I think he smelled his feet.
that was razor thin.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, lead kick, unorthodox. Yazan Haz's karate background coming out here in the later rounds. 15 seconds left in the third round.
Good. Seth trying to finish around with the takedown. Yaz bounces right back up and hits a big knee at the bell. Great fight with these two. That shows you right there why these two are the main event. You know, the level of experience, the level of talent is just way above all the, you know, everybody else on the card here. We saw some great up-and-comers, but these two really put it out there and show why they're the the talent here for the main event.
Yeah, it's the in-between game that sets up the difference in all these competitors there. You know, it's cool to see the transition from the earlier portion of the card up into the professional level of the card. Great stuff from our main event here. Action-packed night. That was a dominating performance from Yazan Hajj. And had the point taken away in the second round, which could make things interesting. Let's see what the judges come up with here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Fernando Marquez scores about 29 to 27. Kevin Champion scores about 29 to 27. And Marcus Danforth scores about 29 to 28. Your winner by unanimous decision. And now, the KCFA Featherweight Champion out of the red corner, Yazan Haji!
Yazan Haji moves his professional record, stays undefeated as a featherweight.
Let's get a round of applause for both fighters in our main event.
Dynamic skills, using his striking, boxing, kicking, wrestling, everything. For me and Zach Cummings, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate all the sponsors, McCarthy Auto Group, Impact Signs, Sterling Bowling, and NWL National Wrestling League. We're out of here.